Hi, Stuart. It's Russ. It was great seeing you at your house. And here's the video I promised you. I'm going to go through some of the exercises that we did. And the first sequence is the warm-up routine. And what we're doing here is what is called dynamic warm-ups. So basically that involves improving your range of motion through movement. What I'll do in the future is I'll assess some areas that might need what's called static stretches to get more elongation in areas that might be extremely tight. But this gets the blood flowing and increases the range of motion of your limbs. So the first one we did was arm swimming, forward and backwards. So just take your arms like you're doing a crawl stroke and go for about a count of 20. One way, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and do a backstroke. Try to get the hands way up in the air, keep them the arms relatively straight, not too much bend in the elbows. You're working the shoulders, so make sure you're rotating at the shoulder joint. You can have a little bit of sway in your hips. You see my hips are moving here. That's okay. You're getting a full body movement. Okay. So that's the arm swimming. Now we're going to do the arm swing. So this is the one we can do one leg at a time and hold on to a chair. And you'll go a little bit on an angle here. And try to get the feet in the picture. Angle this down a little more. Okay, there we go. Now my feet are in the picture. Come on, an angle like this. So you're going to start with one foot forward, and that foot that's forward, that's the one that's closest to the support, the chair. So I have my left foot forward now, and you're going to bring your arm back like you're bowling, and you're going to bend at the hips. This is called a hip hinge. So you see I'm bending at the waist. And then I'm swinging my arm back, and my toe is, my ankle is flexing on the left side, and then I come up and stand up nice and tall. Now you see my left foot is flat, and the back foot is extended. This is called a triple extension on my back foot here. I'm pointing the toe and straightening the knee and getting a little bit of contraction in my hip. My glute muscle here. So you're just going to keep swinging, and you could do 20 each arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're rocking back 7, 8. Look straight ahead when you come up. 9, 10. Nice and tall. You could pause at the top. 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, then you switch to the other side, so you just turn around the other way and put the right foot forward because my right leg is next to the chair here. And you do the same thing again. I'm not going to go through that again. I'll let you do that on your own. We'll go to the next exercise. So that's going to be torso rotation. So we did this standing up. I'll show you a version of it sitting down. That's good as well. But if you're doing it standing up, make sure your legs are locked in good, straight ahead, like an 11, about hip width apart. And we're going to do one arm at a time, and you're going to rotate backwards, move your head first, and your head follows, looks at your hand going back. You're going to try to get back here at 6 o'clock. And we're going to do 10 with a slight pause going back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to do 5 more with a longer hold. Same side. 1 and hold, hold, hold. Get a little bit more of a stretch. 2, hold, hold, hold. Try to get back further. 3, stretch, stretch, stretch. And 4, get a good stretch. And 5, this is stretching your chest muscle and your torso, mobilizing your torso area. And then you would go and do the other side. Again, I'm going to let you do that on your own. 10, and then 5 with the extra hold. So next we have a little hip mobility thing. So start with your right, I'm going to say right foot forward, even though this is my left because you're mirroring me. So you're going to start with your right foot forward, and you're going to reach down towards the back leg, like you're picking up a ball or a child, whatever it is, and you're just going to sweep up and then bring it up to the sky like this, and see how my back leg is pointing. That's again that triple extension. So the hip moves and you're pushing off with that back foot. Reach down and push off with that back foot. You're mobilizing the hip and you get blood circulating going through. And you're going to do about 10 of these. 4, reach up to the sky. 5, and you can pause when you get up here. 6, there's a little bit of a sway in the hip. 7, come back this way, sway. 8, so you can power up. 9, and this front leg, when you reach up, is just nice and straight. 10, okay? And then you would switch to the other leg forward and do the same thing 10 times. That's the warm-up we did. We'll add some more in next time. So let me go into the exercises. I have one comment on what we did today. I don't want to take chances to start with your ab muscles. So I taught you that plank, and we're not going to do a straight plank. Let's stay away from those. You said you've been doing push-ups for a long time. That engages some of those same muscles. So we'll keep the push-ups in there. We'll skip the regular planks and we'll go to a side plank. So let's start with the side plank. We're going to do that, and we're going to skip that other exercise that I showed you with the rotation, because I want to give you stuff you could do on your own. That one you need equipment. I showed you another way to do it with using a doorway, but that's not quite as effective. So we're just going to stay with the side plank. Gets a lot of the same muscles. So you're going to get down on the ground. Let me see. Make sure I'm still on the camera here. I'm going to come this way. You're going to stack your feet, or you can keep one foot off to the side. Make sure your body is nice and aligned. So what happens sometimes is people bend at the waist and they have their knees, hip, and shoulder are not aligned. So you want those to be aligned. So I'm going to bring my shoulder back so it's in alignment with my hip, knees. Keep the neck straight away, straight ahead, I should say, and back. So I'm supporting myself on this arm when I move this way, looking at the camera. I'm going to go up, and you're going to hold this for anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. So you come up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to do 20, 19, 20. You just take a brief rest, about 30 seconds or so, and then you go to the other side, and you do the side plank on the other side, hand on hip. And you can modify this by just going up with your knees touching the ground. But today you seem to be doing okay. You just had your feet they weren't stacked. One was in front of the other. And then just go up and hold it. Same thing. and you go for about anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds to start with. And then you're going to do a second set. So what I normally do is, we didn't do it today, but I usually do the core exercises in what's called a circuit. So where you go, you have a series of exercises that you do, and you do all the exercises once, and then you go back and you do the second set. So another way to do that was you just take that one exercise and do all the sets with rest periods in between. But on the core, I like doing a circuit, and let's mix it up and add the core and the balance in as a circuit. So this circuit is going to contain the side plank, and we'll do bridges next, and then we'll do some balance, and then you go back to the side plank, bridges, and balance. So the bridge was this one, down on the floor. Hands at your side. Try to get your heels pretty close to your butt area here. Your head's all the way on the ground. And you're going to push up through the heels. Try to get good extension here so you have your shoulders, hips, and knees are all aligned. Hold for a second and tighten up the glutes. Push through your heels. That's one. Let's start out doing 2 sets of 15. So you're going to do 15 of these, 2, 3, hold, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're doing a circuit, like I said, so we did the side plank. And now we're going to do balance. So this is the single leg balance. And there's no strict number really on the number of repetitions you do this. It's just the kind of thing you practice and you work, and some motor learning will happen. You just keep getting better at balance. So just the first basic thing is just to stand on one leg. So a little bit of a bend in the knee, foot is a few inches off the ground. Try to tighten up your glute muscle so you don't have too much wobble in your knee and your foot. Try to get a nice balance on your foot distribution between the ball of your foot, the edge by your pinky toe, and then and your heel like a tripod. That encourages a good arch. Then you could hold this. See how long you could hold it for. That's one part of the exercise. And then you could do these reaches where you point your toe. You could do 10 of those. Like I said, there's no strict repetition. You just don't want to get so exhausted to do so much of this. So let's just start by doing. I try to aim for like about 10 of those reaches. There's another progression where you could stand on foot and reach to the side. This one's a little tricky because you tend to compensate. You want to try to keep your body upright. And some of these exercises are good to do in the mirror to watch your posture. I'll recommend that for one of the upcoming exercises. And then you switch to the other leg. See how long you can balance for and keep track of this. And then you do your reaches. And then what we're going to do, so that's the end of the circuit. Wait about a minute and then start the circuit again. So then you're going to go back to the side planks, each side, right and left, about 30 seconds or whatever. I want you to, just starting out, just feel a little bit of discomfort before you stop. I don't want you to like really straining. If you feel like, for instance, if you're doing a plank, what you'll feel if you hold it too long is really straining to keep yourself up and your body starts sagging. I don't want you to get to that point. you're just starting an exercise program, so this is what's called muscle activation. Even if you don't push yourself super hard, you're gonna be activating your muscles and you'll be getting stronger.